Hey, everybody, welcome to Tuesday Notary Titans. Today is August 18th, and I am so glad that you guys are here with us today. Buckle up. We have a ton of announcements this afternoon. So I'm going to move through this stuff quickly because I want to get to the good part of this call, and that is where we answer your questions. So, welcome to Tuesday Notary Titans, and a very special welcome to anybody that's on YouTube watching us live. Hello, hello, or on the replay. You are watching TNT, the nation's longest running free coaching program for notaries. And if you're new here, you've just found one of the best hours you can spend on your notary business all week. And if you're a regular, welcome back. You already know what kind of shenanigans and fun you're signed up for today. So, TNT has been showing up for notaries every single Tuesday since 2018. This is a place to bring your questions, your weird signing situations, your business challenges, and those what the heck do I do now moments. Whether you've been commissioned for 20 minutes or 20 years, you belong here. So, grab your coffee or water, raise your hand, and let's talk all things notary. Welcome to TNT. This is an Ask Me Anything style call. So, no questions are off limits, guys. You can ask us anything you need to. You just have to raise your digital hand to get started. And you will find your digital hand at the bottom of your Zoom screen. You want to check the chat too for any links for announcements that we're talking about or information that you guys need to know. Look in the chat for that. Room etiquette is included in that. But first, I want to introduce myself. I'm Jen Neitzel. I'm the creator of the 5-point marketing system at Marketing for Notaries, the author of On the Move, and co-creator of the Certified Notary Trust Delivery Agent program. And this is where I need a microphone so I could say I'm joined by the 2026 Notary of the Year, Miss Laura Biewer. Hey,
Good,
Laura, I'm working on my intro.
good afternoon, everyone. Good to be
Hey.
today.
How was your week? How was you had some fun with Matt in or who I will introduce in a moment in Oregon. So I'm so glad you guys are back. It sounds like you had a great time.
Almost 200 notaries there. It was their first conference. Great main room speakers there.
Nice.
It was really good. It was even better than what, I was anticipating because it was just their first time out. And they did a great job. So for the notaries, I got to meet there, Daniel Brewer, um, Joanne, Mohammed. Who else did we see? Maybe Matt will remember a few others. I'm so bad with names that we only see on screen and we get to see them in person. So it was
Isn't
great.
that special when you get to meet somebody finally especially like somebody like Joanne or Daniel that you've known for years over Zoom, right? And that's what makes those notary conferences so special. We're going to talk about some other opportunities for you guys to participate in some local notary stuff coming up here, but I want to introduce to you the person that actually makes this call function behind the scenes while I'm fumbling through the script. That's Matt Miller he's the president of the California League of Independent Notaries. How are you, Matt?
I am good. And like Laura said, fresh back from the conference, so full of all kinds of ideas and energy.
I love that.
Welcome back, all of you that had attended as well.
Isn't that the best feeling when you come back from a conference and you're just like, like
Ready,
I'm ready to go. Let's do
ready to go.
this. I got all these ideas. That's awesome. Well, thank you for sending back such a great report, Laura. Tell us about your new book that every notary on this call needs to get.
Absolutely. So whether you're doing hospital, hospice, or homebound signings, The Compassionate Notary, the name of my latest book, is your field guide. The one I wish I had 20 years ago when I was handling that. But even if you are not um, handling medical facilities as your environment, just know that vulnerable signers appear everywhere.
Mm.
They're not just restricted to hospitals and skilled nursing. So you want to make sure that you have skill, compassion, and the right knowledge so that you can facilitate those signings appropriately. And Matt will put in the chat for us the possible places you can get it. If you didn't know, NNA is now carrying my book, so you can go there and get it.
Yay.
Yay. Or you can go over to my website, coachmelora.com/books, or you can go
Hey.
right over to Amazon.
Yeah. That's exciting that the NNA is now carrying your book. And speaking of books, if you guys are looking to piece together your marketing plan, I definitely suggest you take a look at my book On the Move, the relationship-driven 5-point marketing solution for mobile business success. And Matt will drop that link in the chat. And Laura, you and I have a free webinar coming up
We do.
in a couple of weeks. On September 16th, we're going to give another free webinar talking about the estate planning opportunity and why it is such a huge opportunity right now. That's happening Wednesday, the 16th of September at 11 a.m. Central, which is 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern. The link is in the chat for you to get registered for free, and I'll send you the link to join us. Now, Laura, you and Matt were just in Oregon, but you're zipping across to the other side of the country next month to Connecticut for their notary conference.
And it's their first conference. And there
Hmm.
should be no reason for somebody in Connecticut not to attend unless it got sold out because there's 175 seats. They're free. They're going to have their Secretary of State speaking. They've got me speaking. They've got some other speakers. It's a whole day event at the Capitol. So make sure that you take advantage and support this so that they'll do future events for Connecticut notaries. And that is going to be September 23rd.
Hmm. Yeah, not many states would put on a totally free
Yeah,
notary conference. So if you're a notary in Connecticut, you have a real opportunity here on September 23rd, and you get to meet Laura in person, and Teresa Brown Paris, excuse me, is also helping to coordinate that, and she's a regular of our TNT call. Now, you and Laura, you and Beth Hathhoot are also doing a special presentation. September is going to be a busy month. My God, this is September 10th. It's called Alert and Aware: What to Do When the Law is Silent. Tell me a little about this collab between you and Beth Hathhoot over at Notary Stars.
absolutely. This is probably one of the biggest challenges we have as notaries, either because we're going into environments where we expect it or it's unexpected on a Ron session or at the table where we are concerned about the alertness and awareness. And one of the reasons it's such a challenge, guys, is because except for a half a dozen states that define what that means to be alert and aware, the rest of us don't have any statute. We have nothing to guide us. So that means we have to develop our own reasonable checks to make sure that the person we're talking to is alert and aware and can be signing those documents, and how to not too prematurely end that interview so that you end up denying a perfectly reasonable request. So, it is a free Zoom call on September 10th at 5 p.m. And we have the link for registration. So please join us because I think this is, I think it is a hot topic right now. And I
Yeah.
think it's really important for notaries to feel confident and competent about handling something like this.
Absolutely. I love that you guys are putting this together. And I want to remind you guys, we are on an Ask Me Anything call. So now is the time to start raising your hands. I'm getting ready to go over the last announcement here. So I want to see some hands up, just like Daniel demonstrated for us now. Daniel will be there in just a second. But first, I want to remind everybody that registration for the 2027 National Notary Association Conference is open. The conference is May 23rd through 25th in Hollywood. I can't wait to go to Hollywood. Early bird pricing and a payment plan is in effect through the end of October. And Matt has placed that link in the bio, or excuse me, in the chat for you guys to um, check it out, get your tickets, and come join us at the National Notary Association conference. All right, Daniel has, yeah.
And hold on, by the way, just about the conference, they're already getting loads of registration. They're pretty sure it's
Oh,
going to sell out, probably
oh,
by
that's exciting.
this fall. So if that's something you're planning to do, you're just not sure where you're at with it, but you want to hold a spot, at least make your deposit, right? Make your deposit and hold your
Mm,
spot.
good
If for some
idea.
reason it doesn't work out for you to go, they'll refund your money. But I'm going to tell you, yeah, I'd say by probably November, there probably won't be anything left because they have
Wow.
a maximum number and that's it. They can't go any larger because of the venue.
Ah, got it. Okay. That's awesome though. I love that. I love that they're already I think it's a direct reflection of the power of last year's
Yeah.
conference. So I think that speaks volumes, you guys. So get registered and come hang out with us in Hollywood. All right. Let's get started with these questions. And Mr. Brewer has his hand up. I'm so jealous you guys all got to meet this weekend and I didn't get to be a part of it. How you doing today, Mr. Brewer?
Doing really good, and I was really glad that I was able to spend some time with Matt and Laura and all the other notaries. We shared an author's table, and of course, no author's table would be complete without the Book of Customer Service.
Of course
And
not.
we sold. It was amazing. I sold some books there. It was kind of fun, and we
Oh,
had some
I love it.
to meet all these people. It was really well done. I've already reached out to their team there. We got to meet the Secretary of State, which was for somebody that lives here. That was really a big thing for me. So I was able to at least make a connection with a lot of people here that I know, as you say, just on Zoom. So it was really fun. And in that line, by the way, the book is available at custserveguru.com. So you can get it on Amazon. So if people are interested in that book, it's customer service guru. Just think of that.
Matt we have that link. Matt, will you throw that in the chat if somebody wants to check out that book? And Daniel, tell us what you've got going on this week, because I know that's why you're here
Coming up.
today. What do you
I,
got for us?
well, the Notary Master Speakers Bureau. I decided to take most of the sessions that we attended dealt with either what to do, what not to do, when never to do it, or when to do it. And so I put a presentation together based upon some of the notes I put together called the red flags, the white flags, and the black flags. And we're going to be doing that at the Notary Master Speakers Bureau on Thursday. That's 2 days from today on the 7th. Is that that'd be the 20th? Is that right?
20th. Yeah.
And that'll be at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. We will be, and that will be our entire theme. We'll be talking about those moments. And so all of our themes and everything for that 1 hour will be geared towards that. And it should be pretty cool just to go over that again. I also got a tip from Laura. I don't know if you people have seen her presentations before. She had the best PowerPoint presentation of anybody, and she kind of gave me a secret there. So I'm going to see if her little secret. She shared it with me on the sly. So
It worked.
I'm going to see if my little secret, if her little secret transposed there. But beyond that, it's going to be fun, and it's going to be good to get back to getting back. We got kind of off track on the format for Notary Masters. I want to get back on that. It's going to be really fun. And if you guys are worried about confidence or just able to make that first call or just things that might come up and how you're going to handle the little oddball things, this group really helps.
Yeah.
And we're hoping to have an open house probably in November, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So
Awesome.
that's Zoom. That's at notarymasters.org.
It's
Zoom.notarymasters.org.
it is in the chat. So
And
everybody
it
can
is
go ahead
and
and
it
get
is
registered and join you guys on Thursday morning, 9:30 Pacific time.
and it is free. And I don't know what that
Yep.
is across the country because I don't know how to do the times. So uh,
So let's see,
just
Doesn't matter.
9:30
everybody,
Pacific, 11:30 Central, 12:30 Eastern.
you did that better than I do. Thanks, everybody. It
By
was
the
fun
way,
meeting
Years
you.
of practice.
Daniel, I will be on your call. I actually finally found a Thursday morning when I could join you. So, what a great topic for
Oh,
me to
awesome.
happen to join you.
Well, now I'm nervous about my presentation because I know you're going to be listening. So uh, now I got to be right on the button here. So
Better
anyway,
practice, huh?
yeah, really. But that's kind of what the bureau is about, is to get
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
to break through that shell and be able to talk
Uh,
like that. So, anyways,
well,
thanks all, and again, it was fun. And anybody that was there, if they weren't there at the pizza party on Thursday, I'm
you
just
missed
saying, you guys just missed out because it was a lot of fun. We had a good time there. So,
I heard about it. I heard you
thank
did
you.
have a good time. So I'm glad you guys got to all hang out this weekend. And thank you, Daniel, for reminding us about Notary Masters Toastmasters. And you guys can check out the link in the chat. Now, Larry out in San Francisco has his hand up. Hey, Larry, what can we do for you?
Hey everyone. Um, Laura, Matt, Saturday, I asked a question about being a witness or finding witnesses when we have a witness signing. And sort of in a burst of Alanis Morissette irony, the next day I found a website, or I got a notice of a website that's set up by a guy, I think he's a notary himself in Louisiana, but it's supposed to be a nationwide database of people who want to, notaries specifically, who want to register as witnesses for other notaries. I went there and signed up myself, and they don't ask for a lot of internal information. They just ask for pretty, you know, basic information. So it seems to be kind of safe. And I wondered if it'd be okay if I pasted the address in the chat for other people to go check out.
Um, can you send it to me first so we can check it out? Laura and I, we before we do something like that, we want to make sure we look into it. In the meantime, is it called the Witness Hub by chance?
No.
No. Okay. So in the meantime, the Witness Hub is also a free app. It's in there in the chat. You guys can check that out. But Larry, if you'll send me an email, do you have my email address? It's Jen at marketing, the number four. I'll put it in the chat. Here we go. There we go. In the chat. If you'll send that to me so Laura and I can take a look at it, and then we can talk about it next week. We just don't like to throw things out there unless we put our eyes on it because you know how it can be out there in that training, in the training world with notaries.
And yes, I actually do have your email address because I get emails from you all the time.
Yeah,
Duh.
you guys should have gotten one today. I have a blog out today about fear. So
Yep.
yeah, so
Okay.
just send that back to me, and I would be happy to take a look at it. And then, like I said,
Great.
next week we'll do that. We'll do the drop next week. But in the meantime, the Witness Hub is in there. It is that one's created by Tony Benson, who is a TNTer and creator of the Notary Calendar as well. All right, guys, get those hands up for your questions. We want to hear from you. Hey, Rochelle in Seattle or outside Seattle. What can we do for you?
Yes, I am driving, so this is kind of hard. But
Well, be careful.
I had, I know, I had a client approach me about a power of attorney for healthcare and financial, and they didn't have the paperwork. So I went out to a website, Washington State law website, and I found them the paperwork and I sent it to them. Is that something I should not have done? Was that a good thing or a bad thing, basically?
Laura?
Well,
Help.
yeah, I cannot directly tell somebody this is the document that you need, but if I have resources available for them to go look for themselves, I do hand out websites. I'll say, hey, you can go to Trust and Wills, you can go to freewill.com, you can go here, you can go here. So I offer a variety of options based on what they're needing, and then they can figure out if that was the right thing for them.
Okay. Yeah, I just sent it to them because they were a little frazzled. The daughter who I was speaking with, because mom has dementia, dad's driving her crazy. They're living with her. And so I just kind of felt bad that and her computer wasn't working. Long story. And this was a referral from one of my senior people up north from me, that network that I've gotten involved with. And so I did it, and I'm kind of like, ooh, should I have done that? So,
Well, now
um,
you know,
Now
you
you know. Yeah.
give
yeah, okay,
Yep. The great Maya Angelou
okay,
said when she was here with us that when you know better, you do better. And this is one of those moments, right? When you learn something
yeah,
and you know better, then you
yeah,
do better the next time. So, thanks for bringing that up, Rochelle. I appreciate it.
thank you.
All right, Brian Bryla. Also, all of our California notaries or West Coast notaries are coming out today. Hey, Brian, what can we do for you?
Hi there. How are you
Hey,
doing?
good. It's been a while since we've seen you. What can we do for you?
Um, I have a question. I've been getting a few phone calls to go into jails and facilities. I
Mhm.
wanted to ask Laura, How do you get them to call you back so that way you get the process going to get cleared to get into those facilities?
Well, so I'm not quite sure I understand what you're specifically asking. Are you asking about the callers who called you? Or are you asking for proactive reach out?
Proactive reach out, and then two people called me, wanted me to go and do two jail signings,
Yeah.
and I
You
told her
should
I
have
would.
their number to call them back if they've already reached out to you. But in terms of proactive reach out, the two things that I did is one, I went to the website to find out as much information as I could about that facility, dress code, hours of visitation. Do they have professional visitor hours? Because like attorneys and notaries would fit that category. I also went there and found out what I needed. So I had to have my notary commission with me to prove I was a notary besides my valid photo ID. And then I also found out, what I could take in with me, which is not very much. And the rest I had to leave in my car or leave in a locker. It depends on, who you go to for that. And usually, when it comes to like finding, that's just to find out how that operates, that environment. In terms of finding clients for that, you're not going to find them there at the prison or the county jail. That's going to be your Google profile, your website. That's going to be consumer facing outreach
Hmm.
because they are the ones that are coordinating and attorneys that are doing criminal defense. They are the people who are coordinating these kinds of assignments.
Yeah. And I would think too, Laura, that every facility would have different,
They do
I mean,
have
based
different.
on their security level, the number of inmates, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I would think that they each have their own individual process. So you would have to kind of, it's not standardized, right?
Not really. I mean, the county level for California is pretty good. It's very little variance, but state prison is not the same. A lot of times, state prison have inside notaries, so that's harder to get into. And if they do allow an outside notary, you probably have to go through a background check of some kind with them before they would let you in. So that's what I'd say about that. And then make sure you know what your state requirements are for identification. In California, you can use the wristband or an ID card or something they print out as long as they're incarcerated. You can use an inside ID. It doesn't have to have all four elements that we require. And from county to county, what I find on the wristband isn't the same. So you might find a photo in the name, or you might find a photo and a booking number and a name, or who knows what. So that just takes experience to get that. In my county, I just got a call today for the safety center, which is more of a holding spot. Like, where are they going to go? They're waiting to be sentenced, or they have been sentenced and they haven't been transferred yet. But behind it is the minimum security jail, which is like a 2-year jail. So it's going to be different. You just have to do the research to find out about what is near you, what they allow, and what they need from you, and then
Yeah.
your public facing communications.
Yeah. Great reminder about that. We haven't talked about jail signings in a while. Does that answer your question, Brian?
Yes, so it's better if I go down there and ask what the requirements are because I tried calling and they said I needed to get like a background check and they didn't tell me where to fill out the paperwork for a background check.
Well, the first thing is I don't call first. I go to their website first and see what's published because it doesn't do me any good to go in and ask questions that have already been answered.
Hmm.
Then what I
Okay.
don't know, I go in with those questions. And yeah, Matt posted, ask for inmate services. They don't all have that department.
Hmm.
So yeah, some do, some don't. What I did is I walked in right where you check in, where they have the main lobby and the family visiting area. And I walked up to the office and said, I'm a notary. Here's what I need to know so that I can service inmates here with notary services.
Hmm. Does that help,
Okay.
Brian?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you
I
so
have a bunch
much.
more questions, but I'll let other people go first.
Oh, thank you. That's so generous of you. We appreciate that. We've got some hands up too, Brian. So Um, I bet you we'll get back to you. We'll definitely have time. Alexa Contreras, tell us what state you're in and what we can do for you.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm calling out of California.
All our West Coasters on the call today. What can we do for you today?
Um, I apologize. I was having issues logging in through the Zoom app, and when I did log in through my laptop, it let me in. So I apologize if I asked something that Laura may have already addressed. It just so happened right when I log in, she was talking about the topic of my
Oh,
question, which
okay.
is about going into facilities like hospitals and care homes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I did already register yesterday for the class with Notary Stars,
Yeah, good.
and I've already ordered the Compassionate Notary book.
Yay.
And from old YouTube videos I have watched from Laura like 5 or 6 years ago, I even ordered all the pens and stuff she said she keeps in her bag.
Yeah.
So I've been a notary 3.5 years, but right now I really want to specialize in going to those type of settings.
Mm.
My question is, last week was the first time I actually did a power of attorney. I've notarized with people who were already the power of attorney, but it was the first time I notarized a document, someone signing over the power of attorney.
Sure.
I asked all the questions I felt that were right, and she knew what was going on. I asked her certain questions. She was able to answer everything. My question would be, how do I say this? When her family member was there, she would not remember stuff that was in the past, but she understood things that were going on at the signing table.
Uh-huh.
How would I handle that? Like, she didn't know her daughter was homeless, but when I asked her questions, do you know what you're signing? Yes. Do you know who this is? Yes. Do you want her to be your power of attorney? Yes. Do you know what that is? And she even told me, yeah, that's giving someone the authority to help me. But then I would hear other little things in the room that didn't have to do with that. And she wouldn't, like past stuff she didn't remember. Do you have any advice for me in that situation?
Well, I think she answered your questions, and we don't even have a bar level for Alert
Uh-huh.
No California. So, creating our own questions like the ones you asked, like the ones I suggest, would
Yes.
be sufficient. And I don't care about other stuff that's happening because I don't know that that is particularly my business. If
Sure.
she is alert and aware with me while I'm with
Mm-hmm.
and she's able to interact with me about what is at hand,
Yes, ma'am.
and
Mm-hmm.
I want to provide notary service for her and not deny her a reasonable request. I think sometimes, I'm not saying you, but sometimes
Mm-hmm.
notaries just get so concerned about this that they too quickly end it without, really giving that person a chance, or they heard something beyond what they were talking about as that was related to why they were there, and then said, "Yeah, I don't think so." So it sounds like what you've presented to me is that she could communicate with you and she could answer your questions satisfactorily, and that she was
Yes.
alert and aware enough for her to sign her name to this document.
Yes. And I did proceed. I did acknowledge the power
I
of
would have
attorney.
proceeded.
Yes. Okay. That makes me feel better, and I'm excited to specialize and learn more about this topic.
Sure.
I did want to say, Laura, you were my NNA instructor
Oh,
in
great.
Visalia,
Cool.
California, I want to say in 2022.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I just want to say thank you because in that, when I went to do that 8 hour class, you literally wrote your number down and said, if you have any questions, give me a call. I wrote your number down. I gave you a call. You didn't get back to me right away, but when you called me back, you stayed on the phone with me for 30 minutes. I barely had got my commission. And just thank you because I know that you really do want to help notaries just by that. I didn't know who you were. I didn't know how much, I didn't know anything about you, but I called you and you helped me. So thank you.
You're so welcome, and thanks for that great memory of teaching out in Visalia. It's
Yes.
a little bit of a schlep when I went out there. It's almost 3 hours one way for me to go. So I'm glad that everything worked out with the class. You got your commission. I'm so glad I called you back. I'm so
Yes.
glad that you are finding your way in your notary profession.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Alexa. I got to tell you, I have been with Laura while we're traveling and doing things, and you guys have never seen someone's phone ring so much. And she will answer or return every single call all the time. She's amazing. So that is what she does. She truly does care about this notary community. We all do. Lori Shaver, tell us what state you're calling from and what we can do for you today.
Hi there. I'm calling from Seattle, Washington,
All
and I'm a new
right.
notary as of this year.
Well,
I know there's,
congratulations.
thank you. Um, I know this question may have been asked before by someone else earlier, and I'm sorry if I'm asking it again, but I am very curious about how to approach in Washington State getting into the estate planning side of things and supporting, notarizing those kinds of documents.
Okay. Well, first
Where to
things first, have you been to one of our webinars?
Not yet, but I did sign up for the one you mentioned in September.
Oh, fantastic. Good. Well, we will see you there. That's going to answer a ton of your questions, more than I'll be able to answer, in our time together here. The estate planning business in the Seattle area is booming, just like any other city. And the best way to get a handle on that is to get out and start meeting people that are in that space, the estate planning attorneys, the estate planning paralegals, any they don't do document preparation in
Financial
Seattle.
financial planners. They
Yeah.
might have LDAs in Washington. I don't know if
I don't know
Washington.
if they have LDAs or not. Yeah, it's anybody in the financial planning world, anybody, even in insurance world, anybody that deals with any kind of estate planning or is estate planning adjacent, will need to know that you are trained in that service. Now, I see it, Laura, and I see this every day. It's like it's getting exhausting at this point, but everybody's on TikTok and Instagram going, you don't need a certification to do it. And no, you don't. You don't need a certification to handle estate planning documents. We'll be the first ones to tell you that. However, what having a certification in a specialty does, just like having your certification for to be a loan signing agent, is it tells your client or future client that you have spent time and invested your money in learning about their specialty, that you're not just a generalist in all things notary, that you have a stronger hold on what they're looking for in estate planning. And that is what's going to really help kick that door open for you because they're going to see that you've invested in their line of business. And that's the kind of people they want to be talking to, right? That's the kind of people they want to be talking to. But when you're building relationships, Lori, it takes time. It takes consistency from you showing up more than once, following up with emails, letting them know you're out there. And for that, the building relationship method with the 5 point marketing system that is included with your CNTDA certification is what's going to help you really start to build that. Before the meeting on the 16th, I would strongly suggest looking up any kind of networking opportunities that you can in your area. You don't need your certification to go, so go and start, shaking hands and kissing babies, as the politicians would say, and start meeting them and feeling comfortable in their space and letting them see that you feel like you belong in this space so that when your certification comes, you've passed your tests, you've gone through everything, you'll be able to say, yes, guys, I've been coming to this, and guess what? Here's what I got. You'll actually have a list of people that you've met to send the exciting news that you've been certified in this line of business. Um, the relationship based business of direct business is what estate planning is all about. And that's what Laura and I are going to teach you to do. How's that? Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say, Lori, if you're excited to learn about it, I know you're waiting for September 16th because that's our next live webinar. But if you want to learn a little bit about who you need to go find in terms of who are going to be your potential clients, you can go either to Jen's website or my website And we have a page on CNTDA, and there's a video there. And we pre-recorded a video to give the information. It's not a sales anything, it's just the information for you. So if you want, anybody wants to just know about what we're talking about, whether or not you've signed up for our next 16th live presentation, go there and watch it. And then you'll have a better handle when you're going out to these places.
Good call, Laura. And Lori, I want you to know I put that website link in the chat for you. So all you got to do is put your email in and then the presentation will play. And that's really, it's a broad view, but it's going to give you exactly the answer to your question for today that is the little longer answer than what we can give here.
About 30 minutes long. So yeah.
Yeah.
More complete.
All right. I already have an NSA certification and trying to get business with that, but it's been very slow. So I'm wanting to do something else. Yeah.
And that right there, that very slow trend that we saw happening a few years ago is the exact reason Laura and I created this bundled pricing CNTDA system for everybody so that they didn't feel stuck. So definitely go check it out, watch the video, and you will learn a ton. And if you have questions after, just reach out to either one of us. We're happy to answer those for you. Okay. Thanks, Lori.
Thank you.
You got it. Look at that beautiful scenery behind her. It looks gorgeous up there in Seattle. Hey, Nancy Johnson, remind me what state you're in. Are you California?
Southern California.
SoCal. What
Yeah.
can we do for you?
So I still haven't gotten any signings yet. I've on the platforms, I get the text. I say yes when I'm available, then I don't get anything back. But anyway, it's going to happen. And I'm going to get out there and market myself.
Good
But
for
I have
you.
a question on being equipment ready. Like
Okay.
I have the scanner, and I know to take that, when we go to these signings, to take the scanner with us, especially if that's one of the requirements. But in case the connection doesn't work in someone's home, what equipment or connection should I buy for my car in order to scan back documents?
I have no idea because I don't have a mobile office. Laura
Okay.
or Matt, do you know?
Maybe Matt, because I don't keep a mobile office. I really don't
I
do
don't.
signings.
I never did. Matt, do you know?
But I'll tell you this, my phone, I use a phone scanner for my trust work. And I just have the cert page and the signature page. So it's about 20 pages or so that I'm sending over. And, I have a hotspot on my phone. So I've never had an issue with scanning or sending back the documents.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I can't send it at the moment, I can scan it. You don't need internet access to open your app and scan.
So then are you scanning one page at a time back? What if it's a 50 or 20 or more page document?
Well, the work that I'm doing, the people I work for don't ask for everything because they have all of it.
All of the,
They
okay.
just don't have the signature and cert page filled out. So those are the only 2 pages times, 6 documents. That's around 12 documents plus, your deed. So when it's less than, 20, it's really pretty quick. And it searches my QA process because I go back to the beginning of the book. And every time I get to the signature page and the certificate page, it's a chance for me to say, yep, I see their signatures. Yes, I see my stamp. I filled it out so that I'm double checking. So the phone is good when it's 20 pages or less. If you're going to be doing, 70 to 100 pages, that's not good. You're going to need to use a scanner.
Yeah.
Even using your scanner, I would think that you can scan, you just can't send until you have connection.
Right.
But you could use your hotspot on your phone.
Hotspot on the phone. Okay.
Matt, what do you do mobile scanning, Matt?
I do, but I don't do full packages. But those that are doing that, that was going to be my recommendation, is try to turn your phone into a hotspot.
Okay.
And see if that'll help let you upload.
Okay.
Or wait till you get down the road a little bit, like to a coffee shop or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe use their internet to do that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Does that answer your question, Nancy?
It does.
You're going to get that first job too, girl. You just keep at it.
I'm going to get it. As a matter of fact, I want to the shout out to one of the CNTDA members. I don't see her online today. I had, while you're on and you can kind of scroll over and see where people are.
Yeah.
I met someone who's like the next city over, which is
Yeah.
minutes away. And we had coffee one day and we kind of just talked, right?
Nice.
Well, last week she needed a notary. She was
Mhm.
having some documents signed and she said she was going to recommend me to her title company. And she did, but we never heard back from them. So I
Yeah.
was able to do the signing, but it just showed how the connections that we make here and we can network and
Got it.
refer each other. So I just want to
Yeah.
appreciate, my name is Michelle. I just
You've
want
got
to,
a you've got a ton of people in the Seattle area or the SoCal area that you
yeah,
can be reaching out to that you can find on that map. So feel
yeah,
free to get in there and reach out to them.
yeah.
It's yeah, the notary connections are so very important. I remember when I started in this business in 2017 as a signing agent. It was like the between notaries, it was very competitive. Like
Mhm.
everybody was like, no, that's my business, you know? Like just
Mhm.
nobody wanted to talk or share anything. And there's that's so limiting. There's so much power in having a group, a community, a friend that is in the same business you're in that you can talk to. So I am thrilled that you are getting out and meeting other CNTDAs. That's awesome. All right. Thank you, Nancy. Okay. Brian is back with his other question he had. Hey, Brian.
I just wanted to piggyback on Nancy. I let her know that I do large pack mobile notary signings too. I use
Mm-hmm.
a power station that I got from the like a generator, but it's not gas, it's a battery power station,
Mm-hmm.
solar power and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I that's how I use power my scanner and printer in the car.
Perfect. Yeah. I'm sure there's multiple ways to do it. I don't feel like it's ever a good idea for me to give advice about anything if I've never done it. So I don't want to give
I've
somebody
done
the
like
wrong
100
info.
pages in my car before, and
Wow.
it's
Awesome. Perfect.
and all
Now,
that.
did you have another question for us, Brian?
I can't think of it at the moment, but
Well, if it comes back to you, you know where to find us. Um, we can go to our form if anybody had. Celicia, did you have a question? Okay, no, I saw you unmuted earlier and I
I
just didn't know.
did because I wanted to know, did Nancy have a Google business profile? She didn't mention it.
Mm,
I do. I do. I responded back to you, but yes, finished it last week. It took a while for them to approve
awesome.
it. I had to put up a video that took a while, and it took a while for them to approve it, but it's up and ready. Now I just need to start working that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Awesome. All right, guys, if you have other questions, please raise your hand. I am going to go to our form. Oh, Lord, it just signed me out on the form. Oh, okay. And we have a good one that I would love to hear the answer to as well, because I think this perspective is very interesting. This is how, and this is Laura, Matt, me, whichever one of us wants to answer. How is the notary industry likely to change over the next 5 years with the rise of remote online notarization and digital identity verification?
Matt, you want to go first? Good.
Sure. So, I think that identity proofing and digital ID verification is something that's going to be creeping more and more into our day-to-day practice,
Mhm.
especially with the advent of mobile driver licenses. However, I'm not convinced that remote online notarization is going to proliferate very much in the way that the platforms would like us to think it will. And that is
Yeah.
because there is a lot of new technology that makes that technology easy to fool. And we've seen a lot of fraud popping up with that. So outside of the real estate industry, I just don't see that gaining as much traction as more digital ways to verify ID, such as scanning the barcode to make sure the information matches the front, or um, biometrics, right? Taking a picture of the person and then comparing it to the ID and letting some kind of AI run the biometric comparison. I know some title companies now are requiring you to do some fashion of that with their app. So I think that's probably going to become more and more prevalent. Remote online notarization, I think it's probably going to stay kind of where it is right now, which is within the real estate industry and not much else.
Mhm.
Particularly because there's only about 10 states that have passed laws allowing estate planning documents to be executed electronically. A lot of
Mhm.
documents still need to be executed in paper form.
Mhm.
So that's going to take a while for legislation to catch up.
Yeah, I totally agree. Laura, do you have any other perspective you wanted to offer?
Well, I agree with Matt. I think that Ron is not, it's taking a long time to be adopted. And I think will continue to take time to be adopted. And I don't think it will ever take over. I think it's going to take just a piece, and the
Mhm.
rest of it is going to be what people trust more, which is people to people. Face to face, there's just nothing like that. And we are a convenient society, and we don't even want to go out to get lunch. We want it brought to us, right? So the convenience that we offer people is not going to go away. It's becoming an expectation, not just a luxury. Um, in those areas, I agree. I think the other thing, however, is I think more is going to be expected from notaries in terms of their level of competency, in terms of their understanding of documents, in terms of how to help the public on the one hand and not step into the unauthorized practice of law in the other. And I think we're not going to just be with the floor, which is the statute, that more and more notaries are going to need to understand this is what the statute might say. What does that mean to me? And how do I apply it in my practice?
Yes.
So that's
Yeah,
where I think that's going.
yeah. And you know, I've been doing this for a while, and remote online notarization has been around for a while. And I totally agree with Matt. I don't think it's gonna, take over anything. I think as AI becomes more and more powerful. And again, guys, this is just my opinion, so take it for what it's worth. But as AI becomes more and more powerful, I think that's where the human element of us stepping into a room, looking at an identification with eyeballs, with human eyeballs, going through the process that we are trained to go through to identify somebody, um, is is almost going to become more important. I I have been leaning into it, calling it human verification, because at some point, that's what we are going to need. Now, that's not going to be next week, but that is what we're going to need as AI gets smarter and smarter and smarter, right? Daniel, do you have something that you wanted to add?
I do. I've gotten on Ron since COVID when it was first legalized in Oregon,
Sure,
kind of
same.
kind of as a hurry up and let's get this done because nobody can go face to face anymore. So a
Yep.
lot of states adopted it then.
Mhm.
I pay for my platform, and I'm just not getting enough business to justify it right now. I don't go out and say, "Hey, let's do things by Ron," but I also have noticed that there's a lot of stuff that is not accepted to Ron. We can't do wills up here. We can't do a lot of other different documents. I worked with Matt on one I had a few weeks ago where they wanted to get it apostille and it didn't have all the requirements there. So I'm considering just when it comes up for renewal next year, I'm going to probably just drop it and take it
Mhm.
off the menu. It's like a menu item that nobody orders, and I don't want to have to stock the food. So
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. Yeah.
I'm probably going to be dropping it until they tighten some of this up. I think a lot of it needs to be defined better. But then
Mhm.
some states have got it dialed in. I know they do. But for me, I mean, it got me into some doors, I have to say. But
Mhm.
I don't know if it's going to something. I don't really want to lose the money.
Yeah. So, I did the same, and ended up dropping mine. But in my experience, and Laura, Matt, we talk to notaries all over the country every week. But in my experience, Florida has the strongest, I would say, the audience for Ron. Would you guys agree with me on that?
Seems Florida notaries are doing well. Some Virginia notaries are doing well.
Hmm.
Outside of that, it's very spotty.
Hmm.
And notaries that are doing it, almost all of them will agree that more often than not, you become tech support as opposed to being a notary.
Yeah, and nobody wants me on tech support. That much I do know. That much I do know. Laura, you're not, oh, it's not in California. That's it, right? Forgot. Sorry.
No, but even if it was, I would tell you that it's not my line of business.
Yeah.
I want to meet people face to face. I want
Hmm.
to handle their ID. I want to see their documents fully. I want the opportunity to engage with them because
Yes.
it's all part of the process for me. And we already know when we do things on screen like this and then we meet somebody in person, it's like totally different.
Yeah, it is. It is. Absolutely. Yeah, Daniel.
I will add, I mean, sometimes it's really slick. Earlier in the year, Celicia she had one in Florida that she needed done in Oregon. And she called me at like at 10 in the morning. By 2:30 that afternoon, I had it done through Applesty and back to her. And she was able to fly through that thing somehow. And we were able to and I had to go to the state capitol and the state offices and get this stuff back to her. And she had to, her client, I think, was out of the country and she had that whole thing done and we together we got this thing done in about 4 hours. So it was pretty slick. So there's times where, but I know Celicia, she's got that Ron thing, she's got that thing dialed in, and I actually I liked it so much I shifted to her platform just
Hmm.
because how quick it went for her. So I feel like there's times and there's people that know how to do it. Thankfully Celicia's one, but in this
Yeah,
case it saved her bacon, her client's bacon, and I was able to help pretty quickly. So
that's
there's
awesome.
it has its place,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
if it's handled right, it does its job. But for me, just to have this platform sitting out here and put a sign on my board saying, "Hey, you can order this for dessert," I'm not quite sure it's something I stick with.
Daniel, am I correct in assuming that you and Celicia met through this TNT call? Oh, he's freezing up. You're freezing up, Daniel. Oh, and you're on mute.
Yeah.
There.
I'd say likely yes or one of the calls.
Yeah.
For a while we were just showing up on every call, and then we talked a
Hmm.
few times, and she spoke at the Notary Masters a couple times, and then
Hmm.
so now we become friends. I'm still waiting. She's one of the ones I want to meet face to face, just because
Yep.
I just think she's a kick in the pants, and I want to
Oh,
be able
she
to meet.
is.
So, but
She
in the
is.
other, but I mean, she just called me saying, "Look, I got to get this done. I don't even know if you can do it." And so I got online to see if I could, because the things she needed me to do were in two different cities, and they were 50 miles apart.
Mhm.
So, but if she hadn't had Ron, we wouldn't have been able to do any of it. So, I
Yeah.
mean, it
Well,
was,
I wanted to just kind of point out to the power of a call like this every week and how you meet people on the other side of the country, you in Oregon, her in Jacksonville, Florida, and you guys show up on these calls and get to know each other that way, and an alliance develops over time. And that's a really powerful thing to have in your back pocket. So I love that you are highlighting that. Yes, Felicia.
Well, sometimes you actually, if you absolutely positively want to do it, you have to get it done yourself. I'm actually on my way up to North Georgia this weekend. So I'm going to swing by the DeKalb County Courthouse, not as a defendant, but as a notary to pick up a wedding license and then over to the Secretary of State and have it apostille. Boom, just
There
like
you go. Boom, boom, shakalaka right there in one shot. I love it. Awesome. Um, all right, guys, we only have a couple seconds left, so I'm going to take a last call for questions. And by seconds, I meant minutes. I don't know why seconds came out. I want to take a last call for questions. So if anybody has a last minute question, now is the time. While we are seeing if anybody's going to raise their hands, I just want to remind you guys of two things. Number one, when this call wraps up, there is a survey that pops up on your screen. Please take 3 minutes and take that survey. Matt, Laura, and I do read what you have to say, and it's important to us. We want to make sure this call is everything that you need for your notary business. And the second thing, what was the, oh, dang it. What was the second thing? Oh, I want to talk about your registered Zoom calls. You've got to have a registered account to be allowed in the room. And what that means is you've got to have a named account. So we will, if you are in the waiting room and we put the instructions for how to rename your account in there, please do so, and then we will let you back in the room. We have been hacked before, and it ain't pretty when it happens, let me assure you. So I want to make sure that you guys understand why you might get left in that room. And Larry, are you talking about the register for the Notary Stars call with Laura? You're on mute, Larry.
Okay, yes,
There you go.
yes, but I got that done. But actually, my question was about the survey that you just mentioned. I've been meaning to
Oh,
ask you about that.
okay.
If you've already done it once, do you want us to answer again or
It,
just the one?
yeah, it's anonymous, Larry. So if you, yeah, you guys can take it. It's for each call. So for today, if you just thought today was terrible and you have some ideas on how we can improve it, we want to hear that. If you thought today was a great call, even though you filled out the survey before and you know there was something that stuck out that was really important to you, we want to hear that too. So it doesn't just have to be a one-time only fill it out. It can be after every single call. That's a great question, Larry. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, you can fill it out as many times as you want because your opinion matters, and we know each call is a little different. So you guys know what I do every week. I put my buddy, my pal, on the spot to close us out every week with a motivational quote or something deeper to think about. So Laura, close us down today.
So I want to share with you that I'm a MacGyver type notary. And the reason that's important is this: everything is figure outable. And that is your quote. Everything is figure outable, no matter
Everything
what it
is.
is. We
That's
can
true.
make it
Love
happen.
it. Awesome. All right, guys, have a fantastic week. We will see you next Tuesday. Bye.
Bye, guys.